got to, you know, you've got to, I think the passion that you have towards things like this help a lot.
I don't think you can do it properly unless you have the passion.
Exactly.
I think everybody needs to find their passion and move that forward.
And that's kind of difficult at times, but, you know, if you can, then you are fortunate.
Absolutely.
Because it's just like I was saying, everyone says, when they come here, they're like, the eggs. Your eggs are so different because you love your chickens.
Right.
And they're happy. Right. They are happy because they are free range.
Well, and you're happy. You keep it a happy environment.
Yep, it all goes together. And they're appreciated. Actually, my friends came and picked 4 bushels the other day to make some wine.
Wow.
They're not organic, but they're still tasty. So everyone wants to know if those are mine, and I'm like, no, I think that might put me over the edge. There's a little bit too many out there.
That would be a handful for you.
That would be way too much, I think. Definitely way too much.
Berries are all gone for the season, I'm assuming.
Berries are gone for the season, except for not raspberries. So let's walk over and see the raspberries.
So hanging on.
Raspberries are amazing to me. They've gone through 3 frosts and a freeze.
Wow. Is that normal for raspberries?
Yeah, they're pretty tough. They didn't do well through all that wind. Well, and we did have some hail too, so the ones that were on there, we lost those, but then, you know, they're still producing new ones,
So what do you have left then besides a few things we've looked at? You also have squash?
We have squash. We've just harvested the squash. Greens, of course, like the kales and stuff. Broccoli. New planting is here and over there, broccoli and cauliflower.
Okay.
And getting ready to stick some more new ones in the ground.
Now, what was that vegetable that you gave us? We absolutely loved it. I can't remember the name.
With the leaves
like the broccoli rabe, and it was purple.
Violet Queen.
Violet Queen.
I know, and it's like a cross between purple broccoli and broccoli rabe.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
It's our new favorite vegetable.
Yes.
Oh, good.
You must grow a whole field of them next year.
All right, I will, and it's pretty, isn't it?
Yes. Can you still plant that, or is it too late for
Yes,
that
I
now?
can still plant that.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, I have 2 rows over behind the rental.
Oh,
so,
okay. So
that's where it's at.
Violet Queen.
Violet Queen is what it's called.
It's very
and
nice.
it's a cross between broccoli and broccoli rabe, yet they call it in the cauliflower family, which confuses me.
I don't care.
But I know it is good, isn't it? And the leaves and everything.
We ate everything. The stems, the leaves, everything.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it. You know, the whole variety is there. My friend came over to help me pick it. She goes, "This is all junk." And I'm like, no, it's not junk. The leaves are good. Because she's like, "Oh, you got this little head." And I'm like, no, you go with the leaves and everything.
Yeah, it was really good. We ate it all. So as soon as we get another one, I'll do another podcast so they can see what it looks like.
Okay, great. I should have some more by the weekend, probably.
Good.
Yeah.
That was delicious. Violet Queen.
Violet Queen. And here's the kohlrabis.
Wow, that's doing beautifully. I've enjoyed that too. We've got a lot of that this year.
And the kohlrabis are great. All the cool crops were not happy early on, but they're getting happy now.
Oh yeah.
It was just too much heat for them, I think.
Now they'll survive a frost, correct?
They'll even survive some freeze.
Yeah.
Because they can take the cold. I mean, as you can see, the greenery on these is not at all affected. But like if you look at the basil, of course, is one of the first things affected. But even the peppers, you can see the spots, the brown spots where the freeze and frost got it. But nothing. And then here we have a fig.
Oh, we saw these when you first planted them. Look at there.
Okay.
All right, the first one.
There's Stewart.
Fig. Wow.
Now, my husband and I have had a few of them.
Okay.
Stuart, you have a fig. You and Janet may share a fig.
I've been called many things, but not a fig.
You figgy thing, you.
Something that rhymes with a fig, maybe.
Yeah, right. Just change the middle letter.
Oh, I was thinking the first letter.
Oh, those are amazing. I'm excited for you guys to try it. They are amazing.
Yeah, that's
look
a
at
fresh
that. Isn't that
fig.
beautiful?
A lot of people have never had a fresh fig before.
I know. People look at me and go, "What? I don't never even heard of that." You know what got me this year? So many people hadn't had apricots fresh.
No kidding. That's all.
I must have, at the farmer's market, I must have talked to 50 people who've never eaten a fresh apricot.
Okay.
Dried apricots.
Yes, but not fresh.
I mean, they'd
best
see the
thing I've ever
apricot.
had.
Isn't that great?
Oh my
yeah,
God.
delicious.
Yes.
Incredible.
You know, this spring, I got these from my friend. He sells them. He's a wholesale grower. And I was very skeptical. I was like, there's no way we can grow figs, because I love figs. My uncle in California grew them. And I'm like, there's no way I can keep this fig tree alive in Michigan. So I did for 3 years in a row, just to be sure before I started selling them. And then this year I sold out too many, so now I need to go get some more, because I'd like to plant a row of the fig trees.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fabulous.
Yeah,
And they'll
because
survive the winter.
Yes.
Yeah, those are delicious with cheese or with fruit, you know, like a pear.
Brie.
Or
Oh,
some
yeah.
brie on there.
I love brie with figs.
Yeah, and you can even warm them with a little melted cheese or a little bacon or prosciutto wrapped around it.
Did you find a honeydew melon in your?
I did.
Was it any good?
I haven't had a chance to cut it yet.
I don't know if it's going to be or not, but it was one of the only ones that survived. So I said I stuck it in there, and I thought, well, she can at least give it a shot.
Well, you knew I was asking all through this.
I know. The melons were just having such a hard time.
That's my favorite melon.
Yeah,
Is
the
it?
honeydew.
That's my husband's favorite melon, too. He doesn't care much for cantaloupe, but he loves the honeydew.
You know, I never did until I had your cantaloupe. And now I love it.
Oh, the sweetness of it is amazing, isn't it? And the yellow watermelon. I
Did I
really
have
like
that?
the yellow
Oh,
watermelon.
yeah, you did. What is this, Cindy? This looks nice.
That's a ruffled kale.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a ruffled kale. Then that's the red Russian kale. And we'll go over to these raspberries and walk over to the other one, and we'll show you the giant kale. And it is giant. It reminds me of the big leaves that you would use to fan.
Is it
Really?
prehistoric?
It is prehistoric, I think.
Well, what do you do with giant kale?
Well,
Same
you
thing
can,
you do with little kale,
you
or?
can slice them up and make into soups and stuff like that. But the leaves are really tender, even though they're huge leaves, but they still taste really nice and tender. Hey, Napoleon, how are the raspberries looking? Okay? Good. We'll go over here and get the golden raspberries, because they're the Get to pick some fresh raspberries and taste. The golden raspberries, I call them honey raspberries, because to me they taste like they have a drop of honey on them. And it's amazing to me that you're still getting these little guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Taste it, and you tell me if you don't think they taste like they have a drop of honey
They
on
do.
them. They're very mild, but very, very sweet.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I'm
Isn't
surprised
that
you're not
great?
out here with a dropper putting drops of honey like you do your little socks on the apples.
Isn't that great, though? I just find them, and so many people are like, I never knew there was a golden raspberry.
You don't find that in the store. The commercial brands are what, they can grow and produce the best, and a lot of these native varieties are gone.
Yeah, but you know what? These hold up better than the reds. I've watched both of them, and they seem to, like, storage-wise, like red raspberries, if you pick them, you either got to use them the next day or
Right.
freeze them or something, and these seem to hold up for a couple days longer.
What
so.
about black raspberries? Now, I don't see any of those here. Those
I
are
do
old
have black
variety, or-
raspberries, but they come only in the spring. They are not, these are what you call everbearers, so they bear in the spring, and then after that, they bear again. Black raspberries don't do that.
Okay, are black raspberries an older variety or
Yes,
not?
they are
Okay.
an older variety,
So you don't find it
and
so
much more of a wild variety, too.
I see, okay.
Yep, so those are, but they're definitely more of a spring crop. And this year they were not a good crop. They were gone and not, they didn't do well.
I know, I wish I was so busy this spring you offered me your mulberries from your mulberry tree.
Oh, yeah.
Those were so beautiful and so sweet, and my time was such, I couldn't get here
Yeah,
get
and there
any,
were
but
so many of them.
Oh,
It was amazing.
those were
Yeah,
that's
you
such a
guys
good,
are
nice
very
flavor.
welcome to come out again next year if you'd like to get
Hopefully.
them. But see, there we got them all going along there.
Oh, nice.
But it's October.
Yeah.
And you
Plus
still
you
got
said-
fruit growing.
Yeah, and you had 4 hard freezes here.
Yep. So it's got very little of them, but they are kind of protecting each other a little bit too.
Well, Mother
so.
Nature loves you. What can we
Yes.
say?
The plants
Mother
do.
Nature's co-worker.
That's right. You got to get along with nature. That's for sure. But and then you lift up and got little surprises under there.
Incredible.
Actually, those are nice big surprises.
Yeah, well, we're not going to turn you down.
Well, of course not.
You ever make raspberry wine?
I've never had raspberry wine, but I bet you it's very good. I've made cherry wine, and that's very good. And I've made the grape dessert wine, but it's more like it's really sweet. You get them like if there's grapes left out there, and then the frost, the ice hits them.
like the ice wine.
Like the
Ice
ice
wine.
wine.
Ice
Oh my
wine.
goodness,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
it's very, very sweet. It's a very much so of a dessert wine. And this is the giant kale. Well, there's the red Russian in here that's getting pretty giant too.
Are you talking about me, Red Russian?
Yeah, you red Russian, you. We didn't say a redneck Russian.
Oh, that.
Be careful on these black walnuts because you will twist an ankle or fall down on them.
Do you do anything with the black walnuts?
I haven't, but they do say that they're very good for you.
Yeah, those are my mother's favorite, were the black walnuts. She would get packages sent from the Midwest when I was growing up. She loves the black walnuts. They're better and they're an older variety.
They're supposed to be very healthy. To be a lot of work, but...
Yes, it's a lot of work to crack them because the shell is really hard.
Very, very hard. But see?
Giant.
Yeah.
You fanned that red Russian.
Yeah. We're fanning you.
Yeah.
Well, and look here. Do you know what this is? Very good. It's a not a turnip.
Oh, what's the other one?
Rutabaga.
Yeah, rutabaga.
No. Go
Wait.
again. What would be the 3 things that you guys like in the winter
Yeah,
time?
yeah, yeah. I know
Okay.
the other
Starts
one.
with a P.
Oh, parsnip.
There we go.
Do I win?
You win! Woohoo!
Are they ready yet?
We're gonna soon find out here. Or maybe we're not gonna soon find out here. Nope, they're not gonna let me pull them off.
So they're not ready to come out yet.
No, they're just stuck in the ground. I'm gonna have to get a shovel to try one.
There are probably some people who don't know what a parsnip is, but you know what?
Ah, darn it.
If you can't get one, I'll save that for a secret surprise
That'll be
podcast
your
on
secret
parsnips.
surprise.
Yes.
Because I like how it looks like celery
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
Yep.
So
Kale leaf is good.
it is good, isn't it? And it's still tender, even though it's a big leaf.
Yeah, incredible.
It's got good flavor. But huge amount of leaves.
Wow.
Wow.
And then that's the arugula, spicy red mustard, and Mourglia greens. Those are all the spicier greens there.
Very nice.
I love this.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And getting
We'll take
ready.
this row.
Yeah.
We'll take this row right along here. I tilled the ground because I'm getting ready to put garlic in the ground.
Ooh.
For next year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yep.
you plant it in the fall.
You plant in the fall. You're supposed to have it in by Columbus Day or near there, but this year Columbus Day is pretty early.
It is.
Usually it's like the 15th or 19th.
Yeah.
I found it strange the other day when someone says Columbus Day. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It must be that they always do the second Monday of October.
Yeah, I
or
think
something.
that's it. And it depends on how the month, of course, previous to it falls.
See, now here's the breakdown of the walnuts. You can kind of see it here.
It's quite good to show people. They may not realize how it grows.
Yeah, hang
You should
on a
take
second.
some and make a podcast with it.
With the black walnut? I think you have to open it with a hammer.
Well,
We'll show you a little here that shows you. See, this is how they come off the tree like that. You know, it's kind of a soft feel.
looks like an apple.
Mm-hmm. Kind of feels kind of weirdly
And
soft.
mushy. They're mushy.
And mushy. Then it starts to turn brown.
Yeah, spicy.
And then you get to that to where it's starting to show more of like a shell.
Yeah.
See why gloves are nice? And even that's hard. And then you get down more into there. Now see, that's one that's compromised, but it can at least show us the inner.
Yeah, probably a squirrel or something got to that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But that goes on the inner part.
Yeah.
Now it looks more like a nut.
Yeah, but the black walnuts are supposed to be really fantastic for you, more so than the
Yes,
English
much
walnuts.
more health, and they're supposed to be tastier in baking and stuff
Yes.
too, from what I understand.
Yes, I have had them, and they are very, very
And
good.
the squirrels do like them.
Yes, they'll choose those over the English ones.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at them on this.
Now, have you guys seen how chestnuts grow?
Well, show us.
Okay, because it's my neighbor's too, but he won't. I mean, they look so strange.
Yeah, they do. I
They're
never
like-
knew how to roast them. You know, I always say in the wintertime eat hot roasted chestnuts.
Yep. They have this outer shell thing that is amazing, and it's probably like their safety net for nothing to bother them. Because it looks like a pincushion. And it's pokey.
That much I do know. But
Yeah.
I want to get to that nut. I don't know how to do it. I've tried a billion different ways to cook that chestnut without any luck.
No, you haven't had luck?
No.
Because they pop on you when you put them in.
I heard you're supposed to use a knife and make a crisscross of some kind in it first to get them in
I'm not real great with that stuff, but they're right around here. You can see the shell. Well, she mowed, so you might not see them as much. See, here they are, but this is what the shell is around them.
These are open. Yeah.
Oh.
That's the shell that's around them. I see if there's any on the tree still. No, they all flew off in that rain and that wind.
And they come in like a green ball like that, I think.
Yeah, and this is so pokey.
Yeah, it's very pokey. And then this is
the chestnut itself.
So you just put it in the oven just like that without...
I put it in the oven just like this, and I put it at like 375 degrees, and I just let them bake for about 20 minutes, and you can start hearing pop, 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 and then the shell pop open, and that's how you get it out.
I'll try again.
That's how I did it, but I don't know if that's the correct way or not. I was just like, okay, they say roasted chestnuts, so I'm roasting them.
Right. Well, I read about putting a little crisscross with a knife on it. I've tried all different ways, and I think I've burnt them and not gotten them done and not been able to get them out.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the same with squash. Someone needs to create something to cut open a squash.
Yes, I agree with that
I keep telling my husband and his buddy, think of an older woman trying to cut open a squash. Yeah. It's hard.
It's very hard. It's like they need like a paper cutter.
Yeah, but
something
something heavier.
Yes, that will hold your squash down.
And just go.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of times.
Or we could have a magic machete.
Yeah. That's what they would probably have in other countries.
But they would move. Yeah, they would move.
Like a coconut.
Guess, so that thing is pokey.
Yeah, they are.
It's like a danger.
Okay, well that's cool to see.
Yeah. They're harvesting the grapes back there, and have you guys ever seen a grape harvester? It's funny. They're so tall.
Yes.
They set up so high. When they come through, it looks so funny because you're like. I was on my tractor the other day, and he's looking down at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, hey, your tractor's way bigger than my tractor. But that'd be kind of funny to be up that high trying to do your work on the ground. They got to go right over all those grapes. It's amazing to watch them, though.
Kind of like a corn topper.
And blueberry pickers the same, up really high. Here's some more frost cloth. I got lots of rolling up of frost cloth to do.
Yes. Never a dull moment.
No, never a dull moment. No rust. And here's the buttercup.
Oh, okay.
I just harvested them and pulled up the vines and
the end of them.
This is the No, this is just about the end of them.
Okay, well,
but I have a few more bushels. I mean, I picked quite a few, but this is just what was left.
I want more for the winter.
Oh, definitely. You got to have these because these will store well.
Yes, and low carb, so they're good.
Yeah, and I love those. They have such thickness inside there.
They're nice.
They're nice and creamy, almost custardy.
Yeah, no, they're very good. All right.
So that gives you a few new things out here.
Oh, we wanted to look at your Jerusalem artichokes. I think that's maybe our last stop on the journey.
Yeah. We'll get over there and see if there's anything underneath there.
I think we showed them in the spring when you had them in a bucket.
Yes.
We already picked them, and I actually showed them how to use them.
And that was what I planted.
Yeah, okay. So now
that's my first planting of them. It's amazing how many leaves came down all of a sudden, isn't it?
Well, of course, we had that storm.
Yeah, the wind really takes
started with everything off. You don't have any dill, do you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a real big deal, dill, though. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to make some sauce.
Okay. Let me grab a shovel here to go get that Jerusalem, guys. Oops, that's not a pointed shovel. That won't dig.
I'm just munching on this sweet.
What's keeping you quiet?
Isn't Deborah here? He's keeping him quiet. Just fill his mouth and that works.
Janet didn't feed me this morning, so now I got to forage through your farm.
Hey, that's not so bad.
No. Tell him he's lucky.
That's right. That's how I eat all the time. Everyone's like, oh, how big and how cool it is, raw diet. And I said, I've been raw dieting forever. And you get out there and you get busy. My husband will say, you didn't eat. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did.
This is the remains of the pumpkin you had for breakfast, right?
That's right. And this is the chickens. They love all of this.
Of course they do, yeah.
It's like, yay, scraps. Their favorite is watermelon. As you can see, there's not anything left of the watermelon.
No, that's done.
Hands down their very favorite thing to eat.
Well, as we talked about before, a watermelon is really a vegetable.
That's right, and they just love it.
I love
and you know, it's so funny, people don't understand that.
Yeah.
People go, that's not right, you're wrong.
I had several people write in from my podcast and say, no, that's not a vegetable.
Yeah, I know, everyone keeps arguing with me, that's not right, Cindy, and I'm like, yeah, it is right.
Yeah, it is.
So now we get to see.
This is the Jerusalem artichoke before we get to the root. Looks like a sunflower.
Looks like a wild sunflower, doesn't it?
I believe it's in the sunflower family, if I recall.
It is. Now we get to see if there's anything underneath them.
And this is the time of year you dig up?
Yeah, you know, this is its first season, so they might not be so big this time.
Okay. We got quite a nice row, considering that was in that bushel basket we saw in the spring.
Okay, this will show you a little root. I'm going to have to water this, though, in order to dig. It's like a rock. Here we go.
Okay, this is beautiful. Yeah, remember I showed you this in the spring with those of you who've watched the podcast about what to do with the Jerusalem artichoke. They're really fabulous, low carb. They're high in inulin, which is good for your blood sugar.
Yep.
And you can make soups. You can treat them like potatoes.
Isn't it the only plant that does have the inulin in it?
There
at
are
that
some
level?
others.
Are there some others?
At this level,
okay.
Yes. I know onion has inulin in it. And I probably wouldn't know without going back and looking, but I know this, like you said, is very high in it. It's one of the highest ones. The Jerusalem artichoke, if you can get it, is really fabulous for your whole system.
Yeah, and they're hard to find. Oh, they're very hard to find. And if you do get them, they're ungodly expensive.
Yes, and they're not nearly this beautiful. A lot of times the skin is much darker, and it's kind of like, you know.
No, it's like anything fresh, though. Yes. The potatoes get, I mean, like you saw the difference in the potato being dug fresh. I mean, to have something fresh, immediate out of the ground is, I get that comment a lot at the market because people go, you can tell your stuff is good because it still has dirt on it and it's fresh. But, you know, it's silly to wash a potato or anything because then you compromise its lasting. So.
Well, remember, too, you told me the story once about your eggs that some woman had thought that they were old or not good. And you said they're warm because I just pulled them out from underneath the chicken.
Exactly. She's like, well, these have been setting out. And it's like, you know, honestly, you do not have to refrigerate eggs.
That's what a lot of people don't know
No other countries refrigerate eggs. We're the only ones that do. And what ends up happening with us is it's not the quote not refrigerating, it's the places that refrigerate and then deliver them. They stay warm and then get back in the back and forth, and then that's when the salmonellas and stuff happen. So
people don't realize
no, they don't. Well, these look like maybe we're going to have some beauties here.
I can't wait for those too.
So I'm going to have to water the ground, which makes it easier to dig.
Because this is growing all on the side of one of my garages, and I thought it was sunflowers, but now I know what it is.
Well, look, now you get dual purpose. You can have a bouquet, pretty to look at, and food.
That's right.
You can't complain on that, right?
No.
You love those purposes.
Well, I like to complain anyway, so.
Well, you know, we got to get it off our chest somewhere.
Truly.
If we're complaining about little things, it's good.
You know us Red Russians.
Yeah, you know, well, you know.
All right, so we kind of had a nice
It looks a little like ginger. To me.
Have you ever grown that? Cause we can
no, I haven't grown ginger before.
Use some organic ginger too.
Yeah, ginger would be really cool.
It's good for tea. It's good for tea for your digestive system.
Yeah,
and
well, it's good for many things actually. It has a lot of benefits in it. I think wild ginger grows in the woods, but I don't know how to find it.
Well, I have seen the leaf, but it's not the same as what you eat, is my understanding.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, that one I'm not familiar if it is or not. So.
When you get a chance, maybe think about putting some wild ginger in your garden.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Okay.
I like anything that's different.
Yeah, I know you do.
That's why you like us.
Friends.
That's right. We're all just the different ones. We're the odd guys out, man.
We're trying to make the odd guys in. Making the rest of them on with us at this point.
Right.
We're educating them.
That's right.
And all our oddities. Well, anyway, Cindy, I want to thank you so much for this
you guys are welcome.
tour. I don't know if we'll make it back, but it's because pretty soon it'll be just like nothing again.
There will be nothing
like
again, except for maybe some white stuff
yes.
that none of us really want.
Right, and stuff under the ground.
That's right.
Waiting for next spring. But one thing I want to ask you, and you don't have to answer me, but I want you to think about this, is I would love to come in your kitchen one of these days or evenings, or what I understand, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that would be
busy, when it's snowing outside and you're actually cooking and making things and doing your preserves and your canning. I think that would be really fascinating for people to see. So maybe think about it.
Some thought. Yeah, see if we can go with that one.
Because I would love to show people what you're doing with some of these things in the kitchen that are really basically simple, that people don't either have the time to do or the ingredients, and I'll give them more ideas of what to do.
Yeah, and just like the jam and jellies, how I started making them for you.
Yeah.
Now everyone wants them.
Yes, I know.
Everyone's like, oh my God, Cindy, there's the sweetness is still there, but
really
not
great.
sugar.
That's right.
But you can taste the fruit.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, the recipe for normal jams and jellies is normal jam would be 5 cups of fruit, 6.5 cups of sugar.
Yes.
Sugar. That's sugar.
Yeah.
That's not having fruit.
No.
I said, no wonder I didn't like jam.
Yeah, no, I never liked it either.
No, I don't like this. Doesn't taste like peaches, or it doesn't taste like this. I could taste with sugar.
Right. It's disgusting. But now what you make with the fruit nectar with straight fruit, and we put that in our yogurt.
With sheep's yogurt, sun butter, and your
sun butter?
Yeah.
That's like a peanut butter, but it's made from sunflower seeds.
Oh.
It's called sun butter. You can get it organic. I've shared it with my people before, but sometime with you, I'll give you one of my jars, because I haven't
had that before.
It's like having a great dessert.
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. I thought you were going to say you were making butter in the sun for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
You never know about us.
Yeah, okay, you never know what. I'm growing up out here,
That's
Everyone's
right.
always going, Cindy, what is that? And then they're like, I've never heard of that.
I know. Well,
But
we're
it's
learning.
stuff, yeah. I mean, there are so many things out there. It's one of those things of keep it simple, stupid.
I like that.
And I mean, it really is. I mean, we've gone so far from that.
Absolutely. That's
We've
very good.
gone so far from keeping things simple.
Yeah, I like that. Alrighty. All right. Well, Cindy, thank you so much. So until
welcome,
next
guys.
time, we will see you. So
All right.
have fun and have
Well,
a long
thanks,
day
guys.
for
I
today.
appreciate you coming out and seeing the farm
Thank
and
you.
too.
being involved in it and showing people how it works because nobody gets to see that.
They do.
Right.
They
And
have
they
not
all
a
love
People
it.
clue.
don't have the time, and then it's
Yep.
just good to see those stages.
That's right. So.
And it's really great to see what comes from the ground.
Oh, it's fabulous, and to be able to eat it fresh it's such
That's
a treat.
great.
I mean, it feeds the soul,
That's right.
and we all need more of that. That's for sure.
It was like my friend said. It was funny. Her friend came and I gave him juice that I'd made from blueberries,
Yeah.
and then a week later, one of her other friends came and they both said the same thing. They went, "Oh, it's like the nectar of the gods."
It's so different.
It is. It is. I mean, and you get so much good energy out of it.
Yes, absolutely. It's a
You
whole
know?
different experience.
It is. It's totally different. The energy you get from good food.
It is.
Yes, yes.
Hear that, chickies, lay your eggs.
Try to find where the eggs are.
Show her.
It's the egg hunt.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
And the-
different kind of Easter egg.
Really.
All right.
So until next time, this is Stewart A. Swerdlow
And Janet.
for expansions.com, and we'll see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.